The world is ever-changing, as is the education systems in different countries. As a foreigner living and teaching abroad, I have had the privilege of seeing some of these educational systems firsthand. Today I'm going to talk a little about the education system in China. First, a little history. Traditional education in China was for the rich and powerful. Only families with money or from the government were able to be educated. Through much of its history, China maintained an 80% illiteracy rate. In 1898, Emperor Guangzhou started reforms making education more available to the population. Between 1901 and 1905, a school system was built which contained 7 levels of education. These included kindergarten, lower elementary, higher elementary, middle school, preparatory school, specialized college, and university. In 1952 to 1953, China moved to the Soviet model. This consisted of nationally unified teaching plans. In 1978, the government adopted a push towards the modern classroom. This classroom was modeled after Western countries like the UK, USA, and Australia. Today, they have put into place the 9-year compulsory system. What is the 9-year compulsory system? 9 years of compulsory education. Children are required to go to school until the completion of the 9th grade. The 9 years of schooling is funded by the government and tuition-free. After 9th grade, students must test and be accepted into high school. High school as well as university are considered higher education and are not tuition-free. Let's take a look at some of the weaknesses and possible problems this system has. Students who lack motivation or skill sets for higher education are put into China's labor force as early as 15 years old. Instead of encouraging slower students to succeed in school, it creates an automatic lower class of labor force that will remain less educated. Secondly, families who are wealthy are able to send their children to better schools, furthering the divide in the social classes. Lastly, this system pushes tremendous pressure on students early and takes away from enjoying life as a child, stifling creativity and the ability to develop a higher amount of critical thinking. How can some of this system benefit students? The first is motivation. By testing and encouraging students to work hard, they develop a stronger work ethic at a younger age. By allowing accepted students into high school, students with higher motivation and testing skills can be put into a productive atmosphere with like-minded individuals. And lastly, statistically, China has higher testing scores, so something is working. Statistically, China's test scores are rated as one of the top 10 in the entire world. So how does this directly impact schools? First are the rigorous courses. Students often have full days of studying, homework, and class. Weekends are often used for additional training schools, and pedagogy has shifted a focus. This focus is now on memorization, and less of a focus on reading comprehension and actual usage of what students are learning. Schools have seen a lack of extracurricular activities as well. Students are spending more time studying instead of doing extracurricular activities such as music, arts, and dance. We see also earlier entrance exam and test preparations. Test preparation for high school and university exams start much earlier, and they push students to practice in math, science, and Chinese studies. Another impact again on schools is the students' inability to reason or comprehend what they are actually learning. The last we see is a shift towards studying abroad. We're seeing more and more students learning with the intent on studying abroad. They are able to not only learn basics in curriculum, but culture, arts, and other useful life skills to prepare them for their future. To conclude, China is continuously evolving in a country with long and diverse history of education. Being the most populated country in the world and producing the most students in the world, The pedagogy and educational system in China is definitely one that tomorrow's teachers should be aware of.